this off without further ado. Actually, no, that was bad.
Rob's Arcade, Rob's Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
All right. What is up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to the show here. Bye. Just getting here, dude. All right. As I was saying, guys, welcome back to the show here. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome back to Rob's Arcade. Is this guy going to be on his phone the whole freaking time while I'm trying to do my show? How rude. Getting ready to wrap up May here and jump into the month of June and get ready for some summertime action. In fact, I'm dressed pretty inappropriately for some summertime. Still got my winter gear on here in sunny California, Los Santos. I love doing this here on my channel. All right, typically I like to hang out here in my arcade and do my show, but this guy's literally, I've never seen that before. Like getting kicked out of my own arcade here. But no worries. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just head home. And put on some more appropriate clothing for this time of year. Go for a little drive as we catch up here on Rob's Arcade. Like I said, one of my favorite things to do here. I love playing games and sharing gameplay, different things on my channel, Fortnite stuff, and just different games that I'm playing. Probably jump into some Mortal Kombat. Actually, a little bit later on. It's funny, I started doing that to just kind of talk about the new movie. And I'm kind of on this kick right now. I want to go through all of my Marvel games. Like, that's my new, my new game plan as far as games go. But I started playing Mortal Kombat just because I'd seen the new movie, and I wanted to talk about the franchise in general, and just, what I love about it, what I don't love about it, the games, the movies, all of it. And so I started going through and playing some of the, new content on Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm loving it. It's a beautiful game. The story's really cool. The characters are always amazing. And then, of course, it's just, kind of like mindless button smashing, if you will, with some really cool cinematics and some really cool graphics as a payoff. I'm actually probably going to finish that out and then jump back into my my Marvel run. Although I've been on the fence with that as well. Actually, I might park this in my neighbor's driveway. They'll appreciate it. The perfect crime. Yeah, why is there somebody like hanging out everywhere? Dude, who are you? What? Oh my gosh, whatever. Oh, I should have done the Rob's Arcade.
Rob's Arcade. Rob's Arcade. Where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
That's too funny. All right, there we go. Perfecto. All right, let's change into something a little bit more summertime and less fall. And like I said, just kind of catch you guys up. Month of May, man. Gosh, talk about a weird blur of a month. But gosh, it has been it's been very interesting, to say the least. If you've been, keeping up with me and my channel, you probably know that I got laid off at the beginning of the month. If you're first time here, first time offender, please hop back and check out some of the other episodes for some different context on everything that's going on here. But it's just been just a very interesting month. Just trying to figuring some things out. Just a lot too of like, it's just like I go through these moments of like realizing like who are your real friends, who your real friends are, who are people you can trust, who are people you can't. And typically it's like only like a handful of those that like still remain people that I feel like I can like let into my my little safe zone. But it's happened before at jobs, and not just with like women and but just guys too. Like people I thought my friends. We go work out together, work together, hang out, grab lunch, grab comics, grab Pokemon cards, and do all these things. And you share your thoughts and all your feelings with these people. And then they just like turn around and stab you in the back or use it as like a weapon against you in a sense, like trying to, make you feel like ashamed of yourself or something for what it's very interesting. It's happened time and time again. So again, it's one of those things where, you think somebody's your friend at work, or you think somebody's your friend, at school, or you think somebody's just, a neighbor you could trust, and then they turn on you. And it's just a very, difficult thing to kind of wrap your head around. And then it's like, do you change how you approach people? Do you change how you handle relationships at work, and how you handle friendships, and who you let in? It's a lot to deal with, a lot to process. And then on top of like, you're trying to find a new job and what that looks like. It's interesting. I really find myself very lucky. And my life is a very ironic one. I think, that was kind of like what I wanted to pull apart most in this video, is like we're wrapping up May and what that looks like, because I don't really have a whole lot to share with you. I mean, it's literally been just like a month of hanging out with friends from time to time, going to Starbucks and coffee shops and comic book stores, and a lot of like catching up on TV and watching Spider-Man and Spider-Noir and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and just just a lot of just hanging out, watching Anaconda, just the new Jack Black movie. It's funny. Actually getting a message right now about my new job and everything. That's awesome. With the person that I watch Anaconda with. How about that? That's hilarious. So Yeah, it's been a very like quiet, not a lot of action going on, kind of a month. But it's been like a very ironic experience as well through all of this because I remember, gosh, I want to say it was a couple of weeks ago where I was having um, not really lunch, but just kind of meeting uh, an older gentleman that used to be a member, or I guess he still is a member of where I used to work, and became good friends. And so we were just kind of catching up, and he wanted to see how I was doing and all of that. And so he, and it was interesting. It was like that same day I talked to him. I hung out with a couple of friends. Talked to a lady that I used to work with as well. Who I'm like again pretty close with, and just kind of talking about things. And it was very interesting. They both kept saying a lot of the same things about like who I am and my energy and the my passion and all of these different things. And it's kind of tough. You want to be in a bad mood. It's kind of like, oh man, you want to be kind of angry and you want to be kind of not like to a point where you want to wreak havoc on the world or anything crazy like that. Excuse me. But you do feel like you're a little bitter and you want to have more of a you go through the world as happy-go-lucky Peter Parker, and then something like this happens, and you kind of want to adopt a more Bruce Wayne, Dark Knight kind of mentality as you approach, days and relationships and experiences and people and all of that stuff. It is hard though because you got all these people like these champions in your corner talking about like how awesome you are and how great you are and how people just like gravitate towards you and you're going to do great and you're going to do great things and da 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 da. And what you put out there, you're going to get back and it's going to be amazing. And you're like, dude, just let me be kind of mopey and pissy for a little while. My good buddy Josh, who again another person I mean all my friends, people I used to work with. And we would go grab comics and hang out and coffee and things like that. And he's been a great support through all of this. And he recently just lost somebody in his family, so he's kind of needed that as well. So it's been great to kind of be there for each other. But he made it really hard. And I told him one day after I kind of got through a hump with all of this that it's like, dude, I hate you. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, God, because you're right, man. It's like, you're trying to get me to have a more positive, happy. I'm trying to fight you on it. Um, but I was like, yeah, you're right. It's a good life, man. It's okay, and everything's gonna be fine, and you're right. And so it's really hard, but it was like really interesting. I was having these conversations with these people, and then like really it was like the next day, I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna try to do something. I'm gonna make something happen. I'm gonna find a new job. I don't want to collect unemployment. I don't want to have to do anything like that. I want to go out there. I want to do something. And it was so funny. Like it was like the very next day. Excuse me, just had to clear my throat there a little bit. I didn't want to do that into the microphone. But it was like the very next day, I literally had like a job thrown in my lap, and it was almost like before I even started looking. Like I got up, stopped off to get some water before I like went on my day and kind of started my whole. Let me see what's out there for Robert Armstrong, and yeah, like it like literally like fell on my lap. And then it was like I was like, well, okay, I'm still going to go out there. I'm still going to go do my day. But then it was like I don't have to do anything. Like it literally turned into just another day of like, all right, I'm just going to go get some coffee then at Starbucks and read some comics. Like the job thing is taken care of. And it was like literally exactly what they were all saying. Like they're like, Robert, just put your natural energy out there. Just be yourself, be who you are, be that channel. And these experiences and these good things, they will come to you. Like they will manifest themselves for you if you allow yourself to be open. And I've always done that. Like they were saying this stuff. I'm like, guys, I mean, like, you're preaching to the pastor, man. Like this is exactly how I live my life. Like I've always believed that sometimes inaction is the best action. Sometimes things will happen and they want to rush into a burning building. And that's like, no, you don't want to do that. Like you want to, sometimes you have to take your time, even when things get crazy and there's gunshots going off, and that's when you want to take your most time. When you are your most vulnerable and times are at their worst, that's when you want to be, I think, more decisive and like less just reactionary. Like you need to really be aware of what you're doing, what you're putting out there, what kind of energy, what kind of vibes you're working with. It's just all of that. You really have to be conscious of it. So after hearing them say all that, I'm like, yeah, I mean that's how I live. That's what I do, man. And so it was like, yeah, like the very next day I went out there and was able to, um, pick something up, and then again it just turned into a day of like, all right, well, let me go read some comics and you know drink some coffee for a little bit. And that's literally been my my entire month. But hold tight, I'm gonna grab some more coffee. I'm almost out. My cup's like getting super low, and I want to finish up this video. And I still got some time here. Might turn this into a two-parter, but I want to jump into the irony of it all because it is like super, super ironic. So hold tight for just 1 second here, guys, please. Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much for your patience there as we take a little coffee break. Hope everybody ran to the restroom, washed their hands, got a little something to drink themselves. Maybe hit that share, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. You know how that works, you guys. I have a lot of fun doing this, but please help out the channel a little bit. Leave a comment. Doesn't have to be about this. I don't care. You can do anything, man. Complain about your mom or something. I don't care what you want to talk about. Just leave a comment down below. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, especially if you're like a first-time offender here. And if you're new to the channel, we do all kind of cool things. I'm jumping back into new comic book day, so you can look forward to like different reviews on that. I'm trying to get into this whole, like, I want to do a podcast kind of show type deal. I was ranting and raving a little bit about my friends last time. Like, we're trying to do this thing. And I think I was more upset because, like, I'm like, dudes, you guys want to do this. Like, you guys keep saying, like, this would be great. We should record this. We should do this. We should put it on here. We should do a Discord. We should do this. We should do that. And I'm like, fine, let's do it. And then I hit you guys up. And then it's like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I can't right now. Got to hang up. Oh, that was so funny. My dude hit the arm just right. That's so awesome. I got to sew some curtains. I can't right now. It's my girlfriend's next door neighbor's dad's birthday tomorrow. I can't hang out today. Like, what? Give me a break, you guys. Come on. So I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know how that's going to work too. I do start my new job. Actually, I start today, which is really great. And that's so funny too. Like it's been like a full month, right? This is where we get to the irony piece of it. And it's not even like I got to get up at like 9 in the morning, 7 in the morning. I got to be there at 10. Oh, you got to be here by noon. I'm not gonna be there till 2 o'clock in the freaking afternoon. I mean, I gotta close, but I mean, I'm not that far from work, so I'll be home in no time. And it blows my mind. It's like you would think like it being, like that last day before school, right? Or summer before you go back to school. You got to go to bed super early, or you start your new job. Or you got to go to bed early the next that night. And you got to get up early next morning. Well, nah, man, this is like, you start your job tomorrow. Make sure you're up by 2 o'clock to get to work. It's so stupid. It's like I want to be mad at this person who got me fired, but it's like I can't be mad at them sometimes because it's like you kind of. It's like you threw me off the boat, but at the same time, it's like you threw me right next to a life raft, or like a better boat, it's like, or like a chiller boat, like I was on this and you threw me overboard only to get picked up by like a chill ass yacht with like a much better vibe. Um, but yeah, so the irony piece is at my last job, I got sent home on the 28th, and that was really weird. My house is haunted. I just heard somebody giggling in here. I got sent home on the 28th, right? And not really told like what's going on or what's happening. Just we'll call you tomorrow. Da 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 da. And then I got the call the next day, and blah blah blah. And then I found out on, is that right? Like I want to make sure this is right. And I found out like on the first that I was like terminated. So, or maybe it was the 29th that I got sent home. Um, but regardless, it was like the 28th, 29th I got sent home. And then it was like the 28th, 29th that I got my name tag. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, yeah, it was like the 28th, 29th that I got like sent home. I think I had the phone call thing going on. Um, and then like the 28th, 29th of this month is when I got my new name tag, started getting my paperwork done. And I was like, this is really weird. I was like, it's almost like to the day of like when I got sent home from my last one to when I'm walking back into the workforce for this new place. And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy. Well, then, I was officially terminated on the 1st of May. Like 1st of May, boom, full fresh cut. And then I realized like my first day of work is June 1st, right? Like how crazy is that? Like almost to the day, like you get a full month off and then it's like back to work. And then I also feel like this was weird too. Like there was some, and like this is why it's weird. Like this should have been handled like I feel like weeks ago. Um, but there was like the application and then like the interview process and all these things, and then it wound up like just happening to butt ends with Memorial Day weekend. And so like going into Memorial Day weekend, I found out like, okay, you got the job, we'll do like the background thing and, get you all set up and get your da 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 started. Well, then it was like, I didn't hear anything for a couple of days and I'm like free. I was like, I haven't seen an email. Like you said, I'll see an email. I haven't seen anything. I'm like checking my like spam folders and everything. Like, where is this offer and everything? And then it's like I feel like that happened too when I applied for this previous job, like the job I just left when I was going through and applying for them like part time initially and all of that. I felt like it was almost the exact same thing. Like I kind of like applied around that Memorial Day weekend and like with the background checks and everything, like everything just seemed to kind of take longer than normal, way longer than most other places for sure. Um, but like I don't know, just very ironic, and it's just like my life continues to be one of irony, like almost like I said, existing in cycles of like working somewhere, thinking you can trust somebody, having them stab you in the back, kind of like destroy your life and all these things, and then only to find out that like it's a better. The grass is greener on the other side of the fence and all of that. The rainbow at the end, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and all these little um, metaphors and things. It's just interesting. Like I said, it's interesting. It's like these weird little ironic cycles, and then having these conversations with people, and then, literally going out like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and then like it just, the exact things that they say and the exact conversations that we have wind up. I need to do something with my hair. This is not how my hair looks anymore, too. It's actually kind of bothering me. I'm like, kind of like change my hair a little bit with all of this too. Grow my beard a little bit more. But yeah, so it's just, I don't know. It's very interesting, like I said, just how these little things have fallen into place, and just the coincidences and the dates and the times. And I have a friend of mine who I'm very close with. Like I said, we actually just hung out and watched Anaconda, and I feel like she's always looking for numbers, and she that's her thing. Like she sees numbers and different. I see these experiences like so often, and I can't even count how many times I'll be reading a comic book and watching TV, and at the exact same time I'll be reading the exact same line that somebody is saying in a television show, and it's a very generic line, like who's that, or something like something simple as that. Where are you going to go now? And like that just it happens to be like a line in a comic book, and the same line, and I'll read it at the exact same time, and it's super eerie, and it's happened numerous times. Just like I said, just very, very, isn't it ironic, don't you think? Let me know what you do think, guys. Like I said, seriously, leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I think I'm going to jump back in. I think we're going to do another one. I didn't really jump into a lot of stuff. I just kind of jibber-jabbered, and that can sometimes happen when I start these little videos off. Just kind of start spewing words out there. And my controller's getting low on juice. So, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'll be back in just a bit with a little charge in the controller, and hopefully a little bit of charge from this coffee. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.